Use 220 or 320 grit sandpaper to make sure that the copper pipe is smooth. Use a paper towel to wipe off the pipe. Apply a small amount of silicone caulk to the back of the red disc. Insert the disc and push it all the way against the wall. You should see a little bit of that silicone caulk oozing out. Next, apply silicone grease to the O-ring. Slip the O-ring over the copper pipe. Push it all the way back until it meets the red disc. Then take a small screwdriver, insert the O-ring into the groove. It should sit nicely inside the groove. Next, reassemble the spout. How to install the bathtub spout on top of a copper pipe that has a red disc to make sure that the spout is covering the entire red disc. So tip number one, this is a spout that's manufactured by Danco. It's called a universal spout. And in this installation, since there is copper pipe coming out of the wall, this insert is used. The insert's already inside of this spout, but tip number one is when you go and screw this in, make sure you screw it in all the way in order to give you the clearance on the backside that's necessary to completely hide the red disc. Tip number two, the threads, they give you Teflon tape. Make sure you apply Teflon tape to the threads. It makes the process of assembly a lot easier. Tip number three, the copper pipe that's coming out of the wall, make sure it's not sticking out past 2 inches. Once you follow those 3 tips, then the spout should go on there nice and easy and cover the entire red disc. Okay, I said there were 3 tips. Here's a 4th one. Here's a bonus tip. So as you're rotating this adapter in order to gain depth so you can hide the entire red disc under the spout, do it in this order. Take a pair of needle nose pliers or pliers and rotate the adapter until all the threads are engaged and you have the proper depth in order to hide the red disc. So you can test it, keep rotating, test it until you get to a point that you're satisfied. Then secure the spout using the screw to the pipe, as opposed to doing it this way, where you secure the spout to the pipe using the screw and then you keep rotating. Don't do that, because if you do that, the head of the screw will start scoring the copper pipe, and if you rotate enough, it'll actually cut the pipe. So if the pipe for the spout coming out of the wall doesn't look like this, and it looks like this, where there is a fitting at the end, since you can slip the red disc over the fitting, now we have a split version that fits around the pipe and seals against water going back behind. So the things you're going to need in order to do this install is, first you want to make sure that the wall is clean of any old caulking material, plumber's putty, and also it's nice and dry, because we're going to apply some silicone here to make sure that the disc sticks to the wall. So as I said, you have the split version that looks like a jigsaw puzzle. They go together just like this. Since we can slip an O-ring over this pipe, this area will get filled with silicone caulk. I like to use this 2.8 ounce version. Gives me more precision to apply the caulking material. So here's how it would look. You take the caulking material, apply a small bead all the way around, and where the two pieces meet. Keep in mind this is on the back side, so we have the words in the front. So once you've done that, we make sure again the wall is clean. You can take a small piece of sandpaper, 220 grit sandpaper, and just make sure that the area where the red disc sits against the pipe is nice and clean on both sides, free of any debris. Take the paper towel again one more time, make sure that section of the pipe is nice and clean. In this case, again, we'll have some silicone caulk that is just gonna seal the final part of our red disc. So once you've applied the silicone to the back side and you've put that silicone where the two pieces meet, take that all the way against the wall, push it against the wall, let it sit just like that. Do the same thing with the second piece. Both pieces are actually identical. Do the same thing with the second piece, just like that. Again, we have a small bead of silicone caulk all the way around and in between. Don't forget the between, right there. And you just line the two up and these two pieces just meet. Perfect fit. Push it against the wall. As you're pushing against, you know you got a fair amount of silicone caulk. As the silicone starts oozing out in between, and should also get a little bit coming out of the sides. There it is right there. So push it against the wall until you get that silicone coming out. Then, as I said before, since we cannot get an O-ring over the pipe because of the fitting, we'll take the silicone caulk and apply a fair amount in the center where that O-ring usually goes. This will seal any small gaps there, just like that. Now it's time to clean up and look for any pinholes. Clean up around the edges. Just like that. Run your finger where the two pieces meet. Make sure those gaps are filled with this silicone, and looks pretty good. There you have it. Now we should have a waterproof spout pipe coming out of the wall. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification.